Nottingham Forest are extremely close to signing the Brazilian wonderkid Danilo. But is it quite over the line? Let's get into it. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're doing well. And welcome to your Forest transfer news, or should I say, your Palmeiras transfer news, as Nottingham Forest go fishing in that wonderfully talented pond that is Palmeiras, because obviously we've had Scarpa come from there as well. I have been inundated with DMs and messages and WhatsApps today about Danilo, and please tell us about him and tell us what's going on with the deal. So I want to start by talking about the player himself. Now, he's not a player that I would assume a lot of you have heard about, but fear not. Forest Fan TV has been doing its research. Tonight at 9 o'clock, we've got our good friend JM, the Palmeiras fan, YouTuber as well. His link will be in the description below. Go follow him. He's going to come in and take your questions on everything to do with Danilo. But I'll do my best to let you know what I know about him. This kid is probably going to be one of those future stars. Now, we've used the word wonder kid, probably a bit too early to say that, but let's get excited about him. There are teams like Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, loads of big clubs that are interested in him, and Forest are just going Greek father style with this and going guns in, guns blazing to get him. I've asked some of my Palmeiras contacts about if you had to shoehorn him to a famous player that the Forest fans would know, who would you most kind of compare him to? And you guys are going to love the list. We've had Camavinga, we've had Jude Bellingham, we've had, can play CDM as well as Casemiro, and we've had Kante as the main candidates that have been kind of brought back my way from some contacts I trust. And on top of that, just because we go that extra mile, because we love you guys, myself and Ez were in one of the big Palmeiras channels yesterday talking to them, because this story is true. It's even being talked about in Brazil at the moment, and it is a lot closer than a lot of people think about it. But they were telling us as well what a great player he is and what a future talent he is going to be. He's already played like well over 60 games for them. For me personally, I don't want to overhype him, but to give you an idea of the style of his play, he is somewhere between a Pogba and a Jude Bellingham. Don't get into your head that he's a CDM, a full out and out, Casemiro, as one of the examples was, because he's not. He's very good at breaking forward from the midfield and scoring some crucial goals as well. So he's one of those players that, wow, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. And I'm getting hyped up about him. I'm not getting as hyped up as Scarpa level, don't get me wrong, but bringing in the 20-year-old wonder kid that Tim Vickery has himself scouted out as being, the future talent to come from South America should tell you a lot about him. Please tune in tonight at 9 o'clock. You're going to love the show, and get your questions in to JM, because he's an expert on this, and he's going to be able to tell us everything we need to know. But let's get into some more details about this. Now, there are a lot of Premier League clubs that are interested in them. None of them really scare me too much. I think I've seen Villa, Bournemouth, Leeds, Wolves, West Ham. All these teams are crappier than Forest, so don't worry too much about them. The real competition could come from potentially Arsenal, but that is starting to go a bit quieter. You got Atletico Madrid, as I mentioned at the start of the video, and the other one that's trying to come in late is Monaco from France. But what we have is the Premier League pool, and what we have is Scarpa. Now, bear in mind, Scarpa, ex-Palmeiras player, he can be very, very important in this deal, in getting this one over the line. And I think this is going to be a deal that gets done very, very quickly because of the competition against this player. If we can pull this kid from all those clubs I've just mentioned, it is a statement signing for Nottingham Forest. And trust me when I say, when you see him play, you're going to love him. He's got that Brazilian flair about him, but he probably needs a bit of bulking up in terms of, you know, being able to get more physical in the Premier League. But he can dribble with the ball. He can sit and defend. He's kind of good. He's kind of good. And, you know, he can run and dribble with the ball and attack. He's very leggy is the other thing I'd say about him. So that's where you'd get the kind of Jude Bellingham, Pogba style player in him. But overall, guys, I'm not going to go Scarpini level and hype him up. But this, for me, has been a fantastic link. The other thing as well is his age, 21 years old. This is the profile that Forest should be looking at. But at the same time, we do need some experience. We'll get onto that on another day. But this player, already at 21, achieving what he's achieved and being, you know, scouted at and recognized for what he's done already. He's not even anywhere near his peak yet. If we could do this, this would be one of the best signings of the window, one of the smartest signings of the window as well. Of course, we will break to you here. But more importantly, get yourselves on Twitter and follow us at official FFTV. That will be the official Forest Fan TV one. But the one you want to keep your eye on is at FFTV High Press, because that's all the breaking news coming through there. And all that news is double sourced at the very least, so you know it is reliable when it's coming through. The links are in the link tree down below, so make sure you're following us on that. So the question I hear you guys asking me is this deal going to happen? And for how much? It's going to be around £18 million. And my answer is yes, I think this is going to happen. I'm not going to go all Goldbridge like he did with Frankie de Jong. I'm still going to be cautiously optimistic. But the fact that loads of guys from Palmeiras' side have been in touch and been talking and asking us about what's going on from the British side, for me, means this is really, really strong and potentially really, really close. If Forest want this done, they're going to have to move quick and they're going to have to get it over the line before anyone else decides to play quicker. But we have the Greek father, Marinakis. You are the man. Go get us our Danilo. Tonight, 9 p.m. Join us. Get your questions into JM. He's a huge, huge Palmeiras fan. He's got a YouTube channel. Please go support him, as I mentioned earlier. But let him know what you want to know about Danilo as well as Scarpini. He's going to answer all those burning questions we have on them. And before that, at 8:30, we're going to have Dazzling Dave, the biggest YouTuber for Wolves. And we're going to be talking about the quarterfinal Carabao Cup match. It's going to be great fun. So much more content. Expect a potential another video later on this afternoon. There's going to be plenty more of stories breaking. We've still got the stuff going on with Dennis, Saar, so many things bubbling up. So I love the January transfer window. It's always fun and games. And all we ask from you in return for all this wonderful Forest content is just like the video, please. Subscribe to the channel as a bare minimum. If you would like to support us for 99p, you don't know how far that goes as a silver membership. It helps with the upgrades, with production, with everything else. And, you know, we appreciate everything you guys do for us. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you either in the afternoon or 8:30 or 9 o'clock. So many things coming up today. And come on, you Reds.